quote, "I love that interest rates have gone up the way they have this year," unquote. I heard this in a video that I saw earlier this week, and it took me a minute as I listened to his explanation on why, and I decided, yeah, I kind of agree with him. Interest rates went up the way they have this year because of inflation, and the inflation has been caused by a lot of government spending. We're currently in a shortage of supply in housing. You talk to anyone who knows the market, and they'll all agree there is a shortage of supply. Basic law of economics is when there's a shortage of supply and a high demand, costs go up. That is what has been happening to the housing market the last couple of years. There is a shortage of supply of available housing, rental and purchase, single family and multifamily, and so homes have greatly appreciated over the last couple of years. When interest rates went up this year, that caused a lot of fear in the market of investors and home buyers. It made it unaffordable for some investors to be able to actually expect a good return on investment from a purchase. So that has driven a lot of people out of the market. And because of that, the temporary demand is low. So people who are looking to buy a home right now for a residence, investment not so much, with the higher interest rates will feel temporary pain from the high interest rates. However, they have a much better chance of negotiating a slightly lower price or getting closing costs towards their home purchase from the seller. Which, for someone who doesn't have a whole lot of money for down payment and closing costs, or for someone who doesn't want to have to bid 10, 20, 50, 90,000 over asking price, which has happened over the last 2 years, 2.5 years now, this is a great time to buy. As interest rates start going down, and they started today because the CPI report came out today, it's November 10th, CPI report came out today, and as expected by the experts I follow, inflation numbers are down from 8.2% to 7.7%, lower for the core, which takes out food and energy. The reason it didn't go down even more is because of housing expenses. Rent went up, and temporary lodging away from home is the biggest reason why inflation numbers are not even lower. Now, there is information that housing, because it lags, will catch up in January. So we'll be seeing expected continued improvements in inflation, meaning inflation going down as a result of the Fed actions and other economic things going on. However, if you wait until interest rates are lower, more people will be back in the market for buying a home, and there'll be more competition, less ability to negotiate on price, or seller-paid closing costs. Because once we get into the new year with rates lower, they're already improving today, but when we get into the new year and they're even lower, and there's more competition, it will cost you more to buy the house. If you do a cost analysis on how much extra in interest that you would pay over the next 2 years versus waiting 6 months and having to compete and pay higher price for the house, the higher interest is less. If you've got questions, if you want to run scenarios with me, give me a call. I'm Susan Dunphy with Canopy Mortgage. Talk to you soon.